Not everyone should have children. Hell, I meet people in my daily life all the time. I look at them and I think in the back of my head, many of them being parents, thinking, oh my God, that person should not be a parent. Fox guest throws unhinged sexist tantrum over Chelsea Handler's childlessness. Tucker guest Jesse Kelly had a meltdown in disbelief that a woman could be happy and be childless. Chelsea Handler celebrated being childless in a comedy skit last week and has really upset some men on Fox News. Can we see the comedy skit? Okay, let's see.
Life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like. I put on my most impractical and stylish shoes since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store. I go to my fave spot in Paris to grab a croissant. I do a meditation sesh on the plane since I have no screaming kids, allowing me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home. Then I get ready for a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning. I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her since I still don't have kids. Now it's time for a workout, so I hit Mount Everest for a quick climb. I invent a time machine, go back in time, and kill Hitler. Freeze, you bastard! It's amazing what you can do when you have this much free time.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, this isn't funny to me, but it's also not humor probably directed at me, right? Or for me, and that's whatever. This doesn't really get under my skin though either, because I guess in my mind, the only reason I don't like this isn't because it's offensive to me. It's just, to me, it's not funny, right? It's just not the type of humor I like. I like Norm Macdonald, very dry, maybe like sometimes anti-humor, I have a very stupid sense of humor, right? And I mean that very much so. I have a stupid sense of humor. But it's just not for me. And so if I would have seen this, you want to know what my reaction would have been? Let's see, I have a phone right here. Let's imagine this just came up on my feed on Instagram. That would have been it. And that's all that should have existed in my mind. That's my only take on this. As for the idea that a woman could be happy and not have a child, absolutely. People find fulfillment in many, 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 many different ways. Think how many men who have existed that have done great deeds, either through defending their country or, you know, owning a business or being an inventor. Like, there's so many people that have done those things, found fulfillment in their life, and passed on, and in their minds had a good life. And that's up to them, right? They're inventing stuff, they're curing diseases, that's fine. But the idea, and like nobody, well, how many, did Nikola Tesla have any kids? Did Nikola Tesla have kids? I actually don't know. He had 5 children. The Tesla family, he married, he had 5 kids. Well, no wonder he died and didn't get rich. It's because he had children. If he didn't have children, he wouldn't have had kids. He would have been fine. But my general point is that there are people who can find fulfillment in their lives without kids, right? Isaac Newton was somebody who found, I think, a lot of success in his life without children. It's not that I think he wanted kids, or at least he wanted a significant other, but he was never very good with the ladies. I think it's possible. Do I think that's most people? Maybe not. Do I think that's a majority of people who don't want kids? No. I think a lot of it is economic factors, that people don't think they can afford kids, so they won't get kids. They haven't found the right person, so they won't get kids. But the idea that a woman could possibly be happy while not having kids is not so foreign to me. I don't have kids right now, and I'm happy. That doesn't mean I don't want kids. I do want kids one day. But would it be impossible for a person like me to exist and just be like, no, I don't want any kids. No, I want to dedicate my life to the American military, or to, you know, defending my country, or any number of things. I could dedicate my life to science. People can find fulfillment in many ways through life because everybody has their own individual experience. I hate to be such a rigid individualist here, but I think that's true. No, I don't think there would be outrage about this clip if there was a man saying like, you know, I went to work today and made a ton of money because I didn't have any dumb children wasting my time. And you want to know what? I went to the ball game with all the boys because I didn't have some broad dragging me down. Everybody be like, hell yeah, Sigma grind set, you know? But when it's a woman, it feels weird to a lot of people, I guess, because to them, like, your job is to pump out the babies, right? But do I think this is for most people? No, but it is for some people. And I think it's okay if some people don't want to have kids. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see why they were so angry. Let's see the anger from this person about this person being childless. I'm gonna see why is Tucker and this person so angry about the childlessness.
Jesse, does narcissism, does living for yourself, when it's always about you, is that the road to joy and fulfillment? I wonder.
You know, I wonder why you called me a wise man, Tucker, because I'm actually very stupid. You see, when I was a kid, I thought I was wise. I thought I was very intelligent.
Also, can we just say that there are people who have children for narcissistic reasons? That they're going to have children. Just because you have children doesn't mean you're not a narcissist. Just because if you don't have children, that doesn't make you a narcissist. There's people who have children and then live their lives through their children. My child's going to be a quarterback. My child's going to be in the football team. You talk to a child's like, I don't like football. I like cello. Or they're just completely uninterested. But their parent is living through their child, right? They're dressing up their child how they would want to dress up their child, not how the child wants to be dressed up at a certain age. Or they make the child participate in activities the child has no interest in, but they have interest in. Like, if I had a child and I would want my kid to have an interest in boxing because I would love my kid to box because I'm just so into boxing, right? But if my kid was like, Dad, I don't like getting hit in the face, and I was like, get back out there, sonny, I am no longer interested in my child there. I'm interested in myself. I'm interested in myself, right? And so narcissists can have children, narcissists cannot have children. I mean, was that whole thing about, oh, I'm living for myself? I guess kinda, it was, but I don't think that's necessarily for everybody. I do think people should give back, but it's also like a comedy skit. I don't know how much this person is literally saying, I give nothing to society. All I do is masturbate and kill Hitler. I mean, they said they killed Hitler. That's something for society, right?
Intelligent. I did. And you know why I thought that, Tucker? Because I had a mom who loved me, and she was always, Jesse, you're the smartest, and Jesse, you're the best. And then one day, I'm 18 years old, and I got a 0.0 grade point average in college. I'm not making that up. And I realized you're not actually smart. Everything you've been told is a lie, Jesse. You're actually quite stupid, and you're going to have to deal with that.
You know, if he says that's actually not made up, like, he got a zero, like zero as in he dropped out, or zero as in he was trying and he got, because if he didn't try, right, and he got a zero, then it's like, okay, understandable, right? But if he was trying and he got a zero, that's actually like an accomplishment. You actually have to go out of your way to be that bad at school.
That's what you see women like Chelsea Handler, feminists like Chelsea Handler, going with now. They've been lied to by their society forever, that you could be a girl boss and you can do anything a man can do, which everyone who's ever seen a woman back up a vehicle knows that's not true. But either way, they've been told that they should do career and don't do a family or anything like that.
I mean, like, she's a wealthy comedian. She's wealthier than the vast majority of Americans. Through her very existence, she has proven that she can be wealthy, successful, and not have children. Oh, women can't do anything. She's a comedian. She's a successful comedian. She has money, a lot of money, more money than me, more money than the vast majority of people watching my show, unless my CIA handlers are out there. Like, I mean, isn't that her existence in and of itself is proof that she can do what a man can do? And also, I assume to some degree he's joking, but like the casual, like, oh, a woman can't back up a truck, man. Dude, go to Texas. Go meet some women in Texas, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Go meet like some cowgirls in Texas who are drive trucks everywhere, working construction, build barns. Like, go meet some of those women. I don't know, like me actually, who are the conservative base that watch your show. Go meet them.
and soon you're Chelsea Handler. Soon it's Valentine's Day, and your womb resembles a dried-up tumbleweed blowing down an old western town, and your Valentine's Day date for the 10th year in a row is a 10-year-old copy of Magic Mike and a half-full bottle of Xanax, and you're trying to pretend like you're happy, but you're not happy, and it's actually not her fault. She's been lied to by a country that has lost its way.
Do we really, like, can we really just assume that, okay, I think for a lot of people, now I agree that I think most people probably want a forever partner, and that most people, whether that's a husband, a wife, or just a partner. I know people who were happy till the day they died, not married to the person they loved, because marriage to them was just like, it was just like a piece of paper. It's just something the government tells you, like, you're officially together. I do agree with that, but the world is full of over 7 billion people. That's a lot of people. Is it really that bizarre for you to find out that some of those people see the diaper changing, see the snottiness of the kids, see the huge expense that comes with raising them, sees the prices of childcare, sees the burdens that come with raising a child, and said, you know what? Not for me. Not everyone should have children. Hell, I meet people in my daily life all the time. I look at them and I think in the back of my head, many of them being parents, thinking, oh my God, that person should not be a parent. Have you ever seen a kid be such a snotty little brat piece of shit, and you just come to the conclusion, wow, their parents suck. I'm not going to take it out on this kid because he's a dumb 7-year-old snot monster, but your parents suck. There's a lot of people. Not just unmarried people who shouldn't have kids, and I'm like, good on you for not having kids. There are married people who have many kids, who should not have a single child, because they have no clue what they're doing. And I know all parents, to some degree, have no clue when they're doing when they're getting started. But like, they're on their 7th child and they're still fucking up. You were just never meant to have children. Never. You don't think in the huge lists of serial murderers and rapists and pedophiles and all these other, and I mean like pedophile molesting children, and like, oh my God, all these monsters, that we couldn't find any parents in there that probably shouldn't have had kids? Really? None of them? And a lot of it isn't because, oh, they're evil people and they're manipulating the children to be evil. A lot of them is just they don't put in the time or the effort necessary to properly raise a child. They just don't have the natural, like, motherly instincts that a lot of people have. And so I don't like this idea that everyone needs to have a child and everyone needs to be married, or are you just going to be a loveless, dumb hack one day? You're just going to be in your room, tumbleweed, so alone and getting rammed by big muscle men, and that's going to be a loveless life. I mean, again, this is a big world. There's many people in it. Many things make many different people happy. Like, for example, psychedelics are not for everyone. They're not. Absolutely, they're not for everyone. That does not mean that there aren't people who don't have a fantastic time with mushrooms and take a lot out of it, or acid, or any of these types of psychedelics. Some things are just not for everyone. Obviously, psychedelics are very different from children. Both cause massive headaches, though, I will say that. Or mescaline. Yeah, oh God, mescaline is not for everyone. All I'm trying to get at here is, this feels very much like you are happy in a different way that I am, that probably took less effort. Urgh! That's what this segment translates to me, at least. My goodness. By the way, I've seen this guy on Tucker a few times. Every time he's on Tucker, he's just a complete knuckle dragger. He's unbelievably insufferable. I don't know who this guy is. Is Jesse Kelly, I think, is how he was introduced. Yes, right there, Jesse Kelly, the Jesse Kelly podcast show host. My God, I don't want to listen to him anymore. I don't want to hear him anymore.